Hey everybody, in this video we're doing some more problems like those out of the homework. What I've got right here is f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 12x minus 1. I'm going to figure out if the extrema is a minimum or a maximum. I'm going to find the value of that extrema, and from that I'll determine the domain and range of this parabola. To begin, is this a minimum or a maximum? Well, I'm looking right here at 3. Now, 3 is greater than 0, which means that my parabola increases as x increases. It opens upwards. It'll hold water. It's a cup. So that means my extrema right here is a minimum. So where is this extremum? Well, what I could do is I could attempt to complete the square. F of x is equal to 3x squared minus 12x minus 1. So then I'm going to have to divide everything by the square root of 3, right? And then, so this is the square root of 3 times x squared, and this is plus 2 times the square root of 3x times whatever that other number is. And so let's see, that's 6, so that's 6 over the square root of 3. Okay, so that's going to be 6 over the square root of 3. We rationalize this and we get 6 square roots of 3 over 3, which is 2 square roots of 3. Okay, so instead, this is 2 times the square root of 3 times 2 square roots of 3. 2 times 2 times the square root of 3 times the square root of 3. 4 times 3, it checks out. So I've got to add that squared I've got to add 12. And then I've got to subtract 12. So all of this becomes the square root of 3x. So then that 12 was plus, oh no wait, this was negative, so that's negative right there, so then that's minus 2 square roots of 3, quantity squared, minus 13. You know, I think we've completed the square here, and we've done a pretty good job of it. But, you know, we pull out this 3 and we'd square it, so we'd get a 3, right? Because it's square root of 3 squared. This is x minus 2 squared minus 13. So it should be at 2 negative 13. A better way is, remember, the quadratic formula is just completing the square, done better, done automatically for us. And if I take x and is equal to minus b over 2a, so going back to here, minus a negative 12 over 2 times 3. 12 over 6 gets me 2. That's the x-coordinate of the extrema. F of 2 is equal to 3 times 2 squared minus 12 times 2 minus 1. So that's 12 minus 24 minus 1. That's negative 13. Yeah, that's a better way. It only took this much space. It was what? 5 little bits compared to all of this nonsense. So, what's our domain? I'll answer that last question. The domain here is all real numbers. And our range, well, we've got a minimum at 2, negative 13. So negative 13 on to infinity. Let's do another one. G of x is equal to 7x squared minus 7x. We're not even going to bother with any of the completing the square. We're just going to jump straight to that axis formula. Negative 7 over 2 times 7. So that's 7 over 2 times 7. That's 1/2. G of 1/2 is 7 times 1/2 squared minus 7 times 1/2. That's my prediction. 7 times quarter minus 7 times a half. That's 7 quarters minus 7 times 2 quarters. 7 quarters minus 14 quarters is a negative 7/4. Boom. So what's our value? 1/2 negative 7/4. This is also going to be a minimum because look, that's greater than 0, so it does this. And what's our domain and range? Domain is all real numbers. And our range, well, our minimum is negative 7/4, but past that we don't have any limit. So our range is the closed interval, negative 7/4 to infinity. Okay, that's it for these questions. I'll see you next time.